welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today sees the return of a conquering hero. This puzzle on screen is by Demono, who's been absent for the channel for far too long. Demono was behind one of my it was probably one of my favourite puzzles of all time. It's also one of the most head-scratchingly awful things to be faced with in a live video. It was a puzzle called Everything is Roggen, in which every single clue was basically incorrect. It was one of the first videos we did, I think, that was incredibly long. Magnificent puzzle though, and Demono is back today with a puzzle called Snake Pit, but I am assured that this puzzle is not so monstrous. It's got quite a long rule set today, all about snakes, so we should have some fun with the with the snakes and whether they're allowed to touch themselves or not. But yeah, I'll read you the rules in just a second. I don't have much to tell you about today. I have noticed, some of you have already been asking me about this, there is a new Fistamafell puzzle on the scene. It's called Touching Slitherlinks or something, with, oh hang on, what's that message about? Oh, that's okay. It's called Touching Slitherlinks and with liar clues. Now, I'm not sure whether that's going to be suitable for the channel because it's quite a specialist rule set. But whether it's on the channel or not, of course, I'm going to have a go at it at some stage. So it'll either be on the channel or on Patreon in due course. And just a heads up as well, some of you didn't seem to be aware that Mark is recording a daily Wordle video at the moment in which he attempts to do the previous day's Wordle in 1 minute or less on hard mode. So the reason we can't publish those on the day is because YouTube Shorts, we can't put custom thumbnails on them. So we were finding that when we did them on the day, people were saying, I saw what the Wordle answer was today, and that was not a popular thing to do. So we've shied away from that, and we now do them lagged by a day. But if you are into your Wordle, then you'll always find one on the channel. And yeah, I definitely commend those to you. Now, I've got nothing else to say, so let's get on with Snake Pit, and I'll read you the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Clues outside the grid are hang on, I'm not used to that sentence. Clues outside the grid are X-snake sums. X-snakes are basically bendy X sums, orthogonally connected one-cell-wide paths that begin in the cell next to the clue, the tail cell. Okay, so let's just stop there and see if we can understand what that means. So that's telling us that this X sums. Hang on, maybe I should read more first. Snakes are X cells long, where X is the digit in the tail cell, and sum to the value of the clue without repeating any digits. Good grief. Right, so let's imagine this square's a 4. If that's a 4, we're being told that there is a snake that starts in this cell, that's 4 cells long, but it can bend. So it's not like normal X sums where it's summing in a line. We could bend like this or like this. And then we have to make sure the snake, let's say that was the snake has to add up to 19 in 4 cells, including the 4. So these 4 cells add up to 19, but we can't repeat a digit. So what we couldn't do is put 4 in there as well and make these add up to 11 because we'd have repeated the 4 on our snake, and that's so ridiculous, I cannot tell you. Okay, now there's still more here, so let me read the rest of this. Snakes may not touch themselves or any other snake orthogonally. Okay. The snakes are racing to the grey rock in the centre of the pit, brackets grid. So the snakes are trying to get here. Exactly one cell of exactly one snake must touch the rock orthogonally or diagonally to win the race. I.e., there is only one snake cell in box 5. Okay, so one of these snakes around the grid is going to get close enough to the rock to touch it. Snakes don't eat rocks, so neither the rock cell nor its digit may appear in any snake. Okay, so whatever's in that cell cannot go in any snake in the grid. That would be very nice to know what this cell is. I'm going to guess that this is a 1. I'm going to guess it's a 1. We shall see whether I'm correct. Do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And I think what we should probably do first is something Mark would approve of, which is to label up all of the sort of the tail sums, tail digits, because this can be 2, 3 or 4, can't it? It can't be 1 because 1 does not equal 10, and it can't be 5 because I can't make 5 different digits add up to 10 because the triangular number for 5 is 15. So that's 2, 3 or 4, which means that's 2, 3 or 4 by analogy. 21. Now that must be more than 3 because 3 plus double 9 is not possible because we can't repeat the 9 in the X snake. So it's 4, 5 or 6. It can't be 7, can it? Because if it's 7, the minimum the total would be 28. But it could be 6 if it was 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I think. 19, that can't be 2, so that's got to be 3. 3, 7, 9 would work. So 3, 4, 5, not 6, because 6 is triangular number is 21. So we've got to be on top of our triangular numbers today. Right, and 15 is the triangular number for 5, so 5's possible, 4's possible, 3's possible, but 2 is not possible because 2 would have to have 13 in a cell, and that won't work. 6 can't be 1, so it's got to be 2. It can be 3 because it could be a 3, 2, 1 triple, and that would work. 18 could be 3, could be 4, could be 5, can't be 6 because 6 would be 21 again. 26, that can't be 3. 4 is possible. 5 is possible. 6 is possible. 7 is not because 7 would be at least 28. So we've got 2 26s there. They look like that's where we're going to have to start actually. 13, what about that? That can't be 2, so that's got to be 3 or only 3 or 4. Let me just double check that. Can't be 2 and can't be 5. Yeah, 3 or 4 for this one. And greater than 7. Right, let's do a mark. So that can be that, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. It can't be 1. I think that's all we learn about this cell, which is not very much. Okay, now it said in the instructions that snakes, each of these cells that we've labelled is a different snake, and none of the snakes can touch one another, so orthogonally. So that means this cell cannot be snake, so we should colour those in green probably. That's got to be green, that's got to be green. Yeah, now there's a subtlety here. This has got to be green, because if this snake did extend in this direction, this has to be 2 cells large, and it's either going to go that way or that way, and it's going to touch this cell, so that's got to be green. This is at least 3, so that's got to come out, so we're going to be able to grow some snakes here. Ooh, if that was a 3 we could have taken that cell. The poltergeist is moving again today. Right, same thing is true of this cell. This cell must also be green. If this comes out here, this has got nowhere to go. So that's got to be green. Yeah, okay. Now this is a 3 clue. So it can't go this way, because if it does, it's going to bump into this. And it can't. This is its head or tail, isn't it? So we can't build snakes like this. I think that's what it said anyway. It said it was a tail cell. Hang on, let me go back and check the rules. Bendy, yes. Snakes that begin, they're paths that begin in the cell next to the clue. So that means that this is the beginning of the snake. So if the snake went right, it would bump into this, because it must be at least 3 cells long. So it must go down to at least here, which means that cell must be green. No, it must go down at least 3 cells, because it's a 3 at least. Now I want to say that this can't be 3 now. Can that be 3? No. How could this be a 3? Because this snake now can't go this way because it'll bump into blue, and it can't go this way because its next move from this position is illegal. It can't bump into this snake and it can't bump into that snake. So that's got to be a 2, I think. We'll allow it to still be red. And so that means there's a 4 in one of those 2 cells, which was beautiful because that means, well, it means we can get rid of 4 from a plethora of cells that would otherwise be 4s. I like this so far. I'm a big fan of snake puzzles in general, but not seen an X-snake sum puzzle before. The other place I wanted to look, my instinct as we were going round was that this was going to be troubling, because these are both quite large snakes. And I want to say that this cell is going to be a difficult one. Well, maybe, I think that one is difficult, but this one is more difficult, isn't it? If either of these snakes came into this cell, the other one couldn't move at all, and it must move. They both must move, so that cell must be green. Now, neither snake can come horizontal, or can't come towards this cell, because these are the heads or tails of the snake, whichever way we want to look at it, they would be bumping into their friend, and that would make them naughty snakes. So I think all of those are green, which means this snake's coming up here. Let's make this orange. This snake's coming here, but can't bump into its friend, so that is green, which means that's got to be grey, that's got to be orange. This is a whole new snake. I'm running out of colours here. Is yellow gonna... Yeah, yellow, I can see that that's different. So this must be green, which means that one must grow. Now it might stop there. It could only be 4 cells large. Oh, but this one's got the same problem. We might have to start duplicating colours here. I'll make this yellow as well on the basis these are not likely to hit each other. So that's got to be green, that's got to be grey, this has got to be green, otherwise these snakes are connecting. Oh, no. Oh, this is a 5 at least, so it's got to grow again. So this one is sort of winning the race towards the rock. That cell's impossible now. This... Oh yeah, look, this one's penned in. It's got to be at least 3, and it can't possibly be 5 now, because it would definitely hit one of its friends. Don't hit your friends, they'll get cross. So that's got to be a 3. These squares have got to add up to 15 to get us to 18, so they're either 6, 9 or 7, 8. These 2 cells are therefore greenified. That's got to be a 4 and a red. That's got to be green. I like this. This is doable. I want to get rid of the digit in this one. 3. Oh, so if that was 5, it's going to come and hit this one, and that will win the race. Because it can't bump into purple, so it would have to do that. And that would limit the size of this one. Now, can we just... Oh, that's got to be yellow. This is at least 3 in size. This one is definitely different from this one. These are different snakes, so that's got to be green. This has got to be yellow. This is not a 3, look, because we've got a 3 in the row. This is not a 4, and this is not a 4. This one can't go up because it's going to bump into its friend there, so it must go down. We'll make this one red as well. We'll make this one... Are these going to bump into each other? Hopefully not. Maybe. They might do. I might have to change the colour. I'll make this purple. Now this has got to be green to keep the snakes apart. This has got to be red because this is at least 4. Oh, that can't be 3. It can't be 3 anymore. because if it goes horizontally, it's going to hit red, and if it goes vertically, it's either going to hit purple or red, neither of which is acceptable to anybody. So that's a 2, and that's got to add up to 10, so there's an 8 in one of those two cells. And this needs a colour, doesn't it? We'll make this one grey. There we go. We've made the difficult decisions. Now, where do we look next? We've done the 6 clue. We've sort of done the 18 clue. 26. So if this was a 5, these cells would have to add up to 21. No, okay. If that's 4, these would have to add up to 22. That's still fine, actually. You can do 22 in 3 cells very easily. If this is a 6, then orange will win the race to the rock in the middle. Sorry about this. I'm not seeing what I've got to do now. 3, 5 pair in row 1. If that's 5, that's got to join to here. If this is 5, right, I see. So one of these is 5, and whichever one it is, how would we keep the one of these that's 5 out of the middle box? That's the question. Imagine the middle box was off limits. How could we... This one, clearly we can't draw as a 5, if that's the case. This one, I can't... No, you can't do it. You can't do it. If you do that, you're hitting red. If you do this, you're hitting red. If you take that one, you're hitting grey. There's no way. Right, this is important. So that means that one of these is taking the cell in row 5, the only cell. It said only one cell was allowed to touch the rock. Let me just check the wording here. There is only one snake. There's only one snake cell in box 5, and it's either purple or blue. So it's not this one. So that's green, and therefore grey is 5. That's lovely. So that's not 5 anymore. Oh, yeah, this isn't 6, because if it's 6, it has to go into the middle box. So that's 4. So that's got to be greenified. These do have a 9 in now, because these are 3 cells adding to 22. Okay. What do we do now? We get that digit. That's a 3 now, because it. Oh, hang on. Has that been available for ages? No, that's only just been available once that became a 4. So I wasn't missing massive tricks there. So this is now exactly 3. It's a 13 clue, so these 2 cells are adding up to 10 without being 3, 7. So this is either 1, 9, 2, 8 or 4, 6. Even though I pencil marked that one, that was a joke. I'm not going to keep doing massive loads of pencil marks. That's a 5 now, and that's a 3. So now we know that that's got to be green, because we've built our blue snake, and we now know that this snake has to hit one cell in the middle box. Now, which cell is it? It's not that one, because if it takes that one, it's going to hit 2 cells in the middle box, so that's green. So, no, it can't do that, can it? I'm only allowed to take one cell. So one of these 2 cells is purple, which means all of those cells are green. So if it takes that one, it's got to take that one and then it's got to take that one. So that's one version of, that's one continuation of purple. If it took this cell, it couldn't take this one, because then it would take that one as well and have two cells in the middle box. So if it takes that one, it's got to take that one and that one. So these two cells here are purple. That's what we've learnt from that. So they're purple. We don't know which of these is the sort of joint between this domino and this domino. We know that's green. We therefore know these are both green. We know that this has to grow some more, so that's got to come, and that's going to limit it, because it can't take this cell. This is really cleverly done, isn't it? So now that's got to grow. This is lovely. This is of size 4 now, so that's a 4, and that's a 2, and that's an 8. And these can all be greenified. And now, do we know which way this one goes? Well, if the 5 comes here, we would know that that would have to be the 8 to complete this 10 clue. Oh, there you go. Right, the 15 clue. These two cells have to add up to 12, and they can't be 3, 9 or 4, 8, so they are a 5, 7 pair. Which doesn't seem to tell us anything. There's got to be a 3 by Sudoku down here. 5 or 7. I've almost used all of the snake clues now. These 3 digits sum to 22. These 5 digits sum to 21. These digits sum to 10. This one we haven't got a Scooby-Doo about. I can see there's a 2 in one of those 3 cells. Oh, no. Okay, those 3 sum to 17. And whatever configuration this 19 clue is, we've got to make 14 out of 4 cells, either those 4 or these 4. Okay, I'm struggling a bit here. What was the rule about the middle cell? The middle cell didn't appear in any snake, did it? So the middle cell's not 2, 3, 4 or 5 or 8. Or 7 actually. Oh yeah, this is all leading into my belief this is going to be a 1. So this, ooh, no, I'm wrong. It can't be a 1 in the middle, because then I couldn't put 1 in the 19. And unless my maths is wrong, 5 cells. Oh gosh, it's going crazy. I hope it's not an actual poltergeist. 5 cells, 5 different digits would add up to 20, wouldn't they? 5, 4. Oh no, I'm going mad. I'm going absolutely mad. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. No, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 do add up to 20. I forgot to include the 6. I was doing my triangular number trick and doing it wrong. So whenever I have to miss out a digit, I tend to try and remember, which I failed to do, to take the higher number. So rather than thinking about a 5-cell region, to think about a 6-cell region and knock out the digit that I know I can't put in it, which is the 1 in this case. That was what was getting me to 20, and that's why this doesn't work. 5 cells that add up without a 1 in them have to be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, which add up to 20, and that won't work. So we can't miss 1 out of this purple snake. So this is 6 or 9. Oh, no, 9. 9's in this one. Oh, it's a 6. Ah, this is it. Right. 6 goes in the middle. Oh, this is lovely. So that's not 6, 9. That's got to be 7, 8. So there's an 8 in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. That's not a 3 or a 4. or a 6, because we can't put 6 in the thingy thing. Okay, that's great. Now, these 3 digits add up to 22 and don't have a 6 in them, so they are 5, 8, and 9. And that's not 5, so this is 8 or 9. Oh, that's not 5. So this is an 8-9 pair, and that is 5. That's rather lovely. So 5 is now in one of these 3 cells. Eight is placeable in column 7. You can't put 8 here, or you couldn't put 8 in the 26 snake anymore, because it would see both of those cells. You can't put 8 in any of those because of the 7-8 pair in box 6. So 8 in this column has to go here, which means this square's a 9. So that means one of these 3 digits is 9. And that means that we can probably do something useful, but once I see what it is. 5 you can place in this box, look, because you can't repeat it within its W pentomino, aka snake. So that's got to be a 5. That's got to be a 4 by Sudoku. Is that helpful? Probably. So now we've got 5 plus 4 in this 26 snake, so we need 17 more. If we knew there was a 9 in it, we would need 8 more, which would be fine, probably. Actually, would it be? Hang on a sec, because I can't put 8 in these 3 cells. So hang on. 7, 6, 5. I can't repeat the 5 either. So let's just think about this. These 3 digits add up to 17 and can't include an 8. So if they didn't include a 9, they would have to be 7, which would have to go here, and 4, 6, wouldn't they? Which is impossible. So there is a 9. There is a 9 in grey. The 9 in grey is not here. The 9 in grey is there, therefore it's up here. Oh, I don't know if that's actually helpful at all. 18. So we don't have 3, 5. So we've either got 1, 7 or 2, 6 with that. So if it was 1, 7, you'd have to put the 7 here. Oh, this can never be a 3. I suppose that's something we can conclude. And 2, oh no, that could be 9. I've just seen the 2, 6 in row 5, but I could hide the 2s and the 6s in those 2 cells, I think. Oh well, this is not probably where we're meant to look. 2 has to go in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. So this square here is 1, 6, or what is it? Actually, that's only 1 or 6 because it sees 9 in the row. That domino adds up to 10. It's not 1, 9, it's not 3, 7, and it can't have a 6 in it. So it's 2, 8. I don't believe it. That's 8. That's 2. So 8 is in this domino now. 2 is getting quite restricted in this in box number 9. I don't think it's quite restricted enough. 6 is in one of 2 places in box 8. 5 is in one. Oh, 5 can be placed, I think, in box 5 because we can't repeat it in purple. Good grief. Okay, so this is a 5. 5 is in one of these 3 cells. Okay. Oh, you know what I've just realised? 6 can't go in here. Yeah, this is beautiful. So when I said that this has to have 9 in it, it does. But the other two digits, which can't be 3, 5 because you can't repeat the 5 in it, can't be 2, 6 because you're not allowed to put a 6 in a snake. So this is, well, you have to put a 7 in here. This is 1, 7, 9. So the 7 goes here. And this is a 1, 9 pair, which means this is a 6, which means this is a 2, which means one of those is a 2. 7. 7 is in one of two places in box 8. 2 seems to be, yes, 2 is forced here. This has got to be a 3. 2 is forced there, which means this is, why have I got 8 in this cell? Yeah, that's just Sudoku. That is 8, which means that's 8, which completes our snake at the top of the grid. This is not a 2 anymore. Oh, that's gorgeous. Right. So what is the value of this snake? And although we know it's greater than 7, so its options now are 5s. It's either got 5 cells, 7 cells, 8 cells, or 9 cells. Well, I think the maximum it could have would be 6 cells. So it must actually be a 5. And it must actually have that shape exactly. And we can't fill these. Well, we know that's not a 5. Oh, we already knew that. Oh, so we're actually not learning terribly much extra, but it's still quite cute, isn't it? So now 1s, 3s, and 4s. So 3 in this row has to go here. This needs to be a 1, 4 pair. So that seems to suggest that's 6, that's 7. This is a 1, 4 pair. Might not know the order, but never mind. 6 can't go in the snake, so 6 is in a domino at the top of column 4. What are those two digits? 1s and 9s. So 6 is 7s and 8s to place, so this can't be 8, that can't be 7. So we still don't quite know what's going on in column 9. We've almost... I haven't done this snake where I've got to make 17. This snake's all but done. We can greenify all of those cells, can't we? So let's do that in case it's useful. We need 1s, 7s and 9s along the bottom row. And in this row we need 1, 4, 6 and 9. Bother. 1, 4, 6 and 9. Can we do better than that? We can say that's not 4. That seems to be the limit of our ambition there. This 7 is giving me a 7 and an 8. So that's giving me a 6 here. That's giving me an 8 here. So we can still carry on with Sudoku. 1, 6 and 9 at the top of box, well, top of column 8. That doesn't seem to be resolved either. Okay. Where do we look now? Is there something obvious I'm meant to be appreciating? I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can lock a digit out of this purple region. Now we know, well, we know it's got a 1 in it, don't we? Do we know any? We know it doesn't have a 6 in it. So does it have to have a 2 in it? If it was 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, that adds up to 20. So it does have to have a 2 in it, and that's interesting because where's that 2 going? The answer is I don't quite know. Oh no, I do know. I didn't see this 2. I do know where it goes. Where does the 2 that must exist in purple go? Because it can't go in any of the cells I've actually got highlighted purple, which is, this is it. So that's telling us the way that the purple snake moves because it needs a 2 in it. So that's got to be the 2. That's got to be a 2. And okay, that feels like it ought to be very helpful, but maybe I'm missing something there. So we know there's a 1 in it, in one of those 3 cells. That gets us to 8. We need 11 more. So we either need 3, 8, which would be an 8 here and a 1, 3 pair, or 4, 7, which looks fine to me. I can't see, I can't really, oh, that would have to be the 7 actually. Is there a problem with that? It would be very powerful if that was 7, because that would be 7. That would be 8. Oh, hang on. That's not going to work, is it? Because look, I've got to put 8 there in the middle box. So let's come back to this. Yeah, you can't put 7 here because you're going to get a 7 there in order to place the 7 in. In fact, the way to think about this is actually to place 7 in box 5. And that's forcing 7 out of the 19 cage, which means that the extra 11 that we need can now no longer be 5, 6, 2, 9 or 4, 7, and has to be 3, 8. And the 8 must go there. So that's 8. This is a 1, 3 pair. This is a 1. This is a 4. Those 2 squares at the top are a 6, 9 pair. And these squares are maybe not quite known yet, but what about those 2 digits then? They are 9 and, not 9 and 6, 9 and 4. That's doable. 4 here, 9 here. This has got to be a 1 or a 3. So this row suddenly, I think, is getting cluttered. Let's fill these in. These have got to be 5, 6 and 9. Whoa. No flying aircraft. Okay, this is not 5. 1s, 3s and 9s here. Oh, not 1, 3 and 9. I've just noticed. Look, I've got a 9 here. Sorry, my Sudoku skills, such as they are, have deserted me altogether. So this is a 3, 7 pair now. And this should be a 1, 4 pair. Oh. Ah, of course, you can't put 6 in a snake. Keep forgetting. So that's 9. You can't put 6 in a snake, Simon. So I've now got a 1, 4 pair in this column. So what else do we need? We need 3s, 6s and 7s. Oh, this is it. So where does the 6 go in column 2? It can only go in this position. This has to be a 3 or a 7. And this 6 is resolving. This is very beautiful, isn't it? It really is. Very classy setting indeed. 9 and 1 go into those cells. Now what do we need here? We've got 13, we need 8 more. So this is 1 or 5. All I can see there is I've now got a 1, 3, 5, 7 quadruple in row 3. So I need 4 and 9 into the other cell. So that's got to be a 4. That's got to be a 9. So we can get rid of some stuff down here. And these have got to be 1, 3 and 7. That's not 3, that's not 1. 3, 5 or 7 here. It's awfully close to just cracking now, I think. That's got to be a 1 or a 7 to complete row 1. Right, where have I left a 6 in a snake? That's the question. We've got a 6 in a snake nowhere. Okay, what snakes are not adding up? That's resolved. That's resolved. This is unresolvable because we don't know what this clue is. So it must be this one. This adds up to 8. Oh, right. Look, that can't be 1, 7. If it's 1, 7, this cell's got no value. That's beautiful. So this is 3, this is 5, this is 6, this is 5. Is that going to do everything or not? Yeah, it might do. Look, 3, 7, get resolved. that becomes a 7, which makes that a 3, that a 7, that a 5, that a 1, that a 3. It is, it's doing it. Good grief. That's a 1. So we've got the 1, 4 pair here. We can get the 7 to do some work at the bottom, so that fixes all of this. That's a 6. That's a 1, that's a 9. That must be a 9, that must be a 7. And there, I think we have solved the puzzle. That was very, very beautiful indeed. Dimono, welcome back, my friend. That was gorgeous. I mean, it's really, really original as well. It's one thing, you know, X sums are already, you know, slightly out there, aren't they? But then to make them into snakes and have this whole condition about not allowing snakes to touch each other and only one snake to get near the middle digit, which cannot then appear on any snakes. It's really beautiful. It must have taken ages to set that, but I enjoyed it mightily. I hope you did too. Let me know in the comments. I do enjoy them, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.